National Parks, Forests, and Public Lands will now come to order. The subcommittee is meeting today to hear testimony on H.R. 2420, the National Museum of the American Latino Act. Under Committee Rule 4F, any oral opening statements at hearings are limited to the chair and the ranking minority member. Therefore, I ask unanimous consent that all other members' opening statements be made part of the hearing record if they are submitted to the clerk by 5 p.m. today. Hearing no objections, so ordered. In addition, due to the broad interest in today's hearing, I would like to ask unanimous consent that all interested members be allowed to join us and participate on the dais. And before we get started, I would like to take a point of personal privilege and have a moment of silence for our friend, our colleague, defender of justice and equality and humanity, Mr. Elijah Cummings.
They said it. How long has he been in Congress? And how messed up is Baltimore? Baltimore. Peor.
Thank you all so much.
Get out of here, man.
Thank you for attending the subcommittee.
You know, she don't care about him.
Forests and Public Lands.
Regardless,
legislative hearing on
if
the
they're on the
National
same
Museum
team
of the American Latino Act, a proposal I am proud to co-sponsor, along with over 200 of my colleagues.
Yeah, where are you getting the money for that? Oh, from the people's taxes?
Bill sponsor,
I vote no.
As well as other members of Congress joining us today to testify on behalf of this important.
And then what is it going to be? I hope it's not going to be like the Black History Museum in D.C., where it starts off as slavery and then ends off with a cardboard cutout, a shack, riding in a Cadillac.
Played an important role in shaping the history, culture, and art of this nation. In my home state of New Mexico, the influences of Hispanic and Latino culture can be found in everything from our food and festivals to our art and architecture.
Yeah, but where did all that originally come from?
The largest ethnic group in the nation, their innumerable contributions to American culture and history are often ignored by our history books.
Is a car,
and
Gad,
unfortunately, many stories of our country's
Simeon,
rich and diverse Latino heritage remain untold or forgotten over time. H.R. 2420 seeks to recognize and honor the countless contributions of Latinos to our nation's history and culture by establishing the National Museum of the American Latino with the Smithsonian Institution, ensuring that the American Latino story is preserved and shared. This bill
so what are you going to have the history start when America started?
To create a more inclusive and representative story of
1700 to now?
By illuminating the diverse experiences
or 1492, I mean.
Americans.
It's going to start out with a Native American's head on a stick.
It is especially fitting.
And then how's it going to end?
Consider this proposal today as
Ricky Martin
Tuesday marked the end
doing the
of
Congo
Hispanic Heritage Month,
with
a time when we celebrate our country's
George Washington
Hispanic heritage and pay tribute to the numerous achievements of Hispanic Americans.
Don't be proud to be a Hispanic American. Be humbled to be an Israelite.
To the millions of Latinos who have served our nation, the experiences of Latino Americans are woven into every aspect of American society.
Listen, do you hear a voice?
It's time that our national institutions elevate the historically marginalized stories of Hispanic and Latino Americans.
Plugging away at your emotions, man.
More inclusive and complete image of American history and society.
And let me guess, Joe Biden is going to spearhead the whole thing.
Hateful rhetoric targeting the Latino community in recent years. As we have seen with the National Museum of African American History and Culture and the National Museum of the American Indian, the establishment of a museum dedicated to the experiences of the American Latino will provide Americans and visitors from across the world with a deeper and richer understanding of the diverse voices that shape this nation.
Now, it sounds like they're just going to fill it with a bunch of lies, a bunch of their stuff, and a bunch of their crap, a bunch of their appropriated crap.
Here today, I look forward to hearing your testimony, and I now recognize Ranking Member Young for his opening statement.
right, we're going to listen to this
Deborah Holland,
first guy.
Democrat from New Mexico,
and then I'm going to be done with this.
And Don Young, Republican from Alaska, is the ranking member.
Chair, I have a written statement we're going to submit for the record, but I'd especially like to thank Mr. Serrano for sponsoring this bill. I'm a co-sponsor, but you're the lead agency. You're the man that did this done. And primarily,
we're not even going to listen to this guy. We're not even going to listen to this guy. Northern Kingdom. American Indians. Mexicans. Mexico was the name put on that land by a conquistador. Nicaragua was the name of name of the land that was put on that land by a conquistador. El Salvador, that name of that land was put on that land by the conquistadors. Okay? Ecuador. Argentina. Chile. Look who owns most of the land in Chile, right? The North Face dudes, or the North Face family. Who are they? Where did their bloodline go back to? Why was the indigenous people of those lands took over by the conquistadors, and then a cross set up, and then the people of those lands was forced by the sword to worship the gods of their conquerors? So where does that leave you? If you say that you're Mexican, I'm Mexican, you proud to be Mexican, that is that patriotism, that weapon of mass destruction called patriotism that's destroying you. Saying that you're proud to be a Mexican. Because you're not a Mexican. You was from the tribe of Gad, or you was from the tribe of Issachar, or you was from the tribe of Asher. You got to wake up. Man, the fire for this thing has been kindled. All right, where y'all at? Don't let them spoil your heart with a museum. Giving you just a quick blip in history, a blip in time to look at. You know, your history goes far, far back. Post-flood, okay? The seed line of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Let's see what they're saying there.
Forming a commission to study its creation. In 2011, the commission's final report to Congress and President Obama found that a Latino museum was necessary and feasible, and it laid out a roadmap to help get us there. It has been over 8 years since its release. Last year, the UCLA Latino Policy and Politics Initiative released a report measuring the Smithsonian's progress and found only 3 of its 10 recommendations from the original report had been addressed. That is why passage of
these long-winded people and these boring people, man, they put everybody to sleep. This is what keeps everybody in slumber right here. This guy, his monotone voice, at his old age. Dude with a giant piece of wood sticking straight up out of his truck. All you needed to do was tie it down. All you needed to do was throw a zip tie on it, a little string. You got a truck full of junk, you ain't got nothing. You got one piece of wood sticking 12 feet in the air. Goodness gracious, man.
the funds necessary to pay for this ambitious endeavor from private sources, while also authorizing federal appropriations for the rest.
All right. They just told you. Private, blah, 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 but then federal appropriations for the best. Where does the federal appropriations come from? The federal taxes? Man, it's a slug to my stomach every time I look at my paycheck and see how much taxes is taken out and how much substance that I'm not building around here. I got a decent job. I got no problem with working. I got no problem with serving whoever down here right now. But these taxes, man, and this traffic, man, that is not a good combination. Anyway, all praise to the Most High God, Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Rakar Kadash. Shalom.